Let's get it. All right, what up, y'all? So this is Herrera Health and Wellness. I'm your boy Ant, and yes, it has been a hot minute. It's been about a month since my last episode, that reintroduction, rebranding episode, season 2, episode 1. Go check it out. Um, yeah, I switched it up. I changed things up. I want to hold on, let me adjust this mic real quick. This camera. Cool. So I switched it up, did the rebranding. Just to give you a quick recap. It used to be Keep the Vision. Now it's Herrera Health and Wellness. The goal is to have people who are mostly in the health and wellness space, fitness, nutrition, but I also want to get people on who have struggled with their mental health and who have overcame those struggles and ended up on the winning side of that, on the winning end of that. So that's just a quick recap. And yeah, it's been about a month since the last one. And I don't know, it's been a struggle for me mentally, just staying on track, being the best version of myself that I can be. So, so just that feeling of being overwhelmed and burnt out and not necessarily being in tune with myself or in tune with my spirit. Things just haven't been in alignment in my world. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why, or that is exactly why I haven't been dropping anything or haven't been posting anything, because that's just where I've been mentally. I want to be, you're not always going to be there mentally. You're not always going to be motivated to 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 record an episode or to drop content or to be on camera, you know? You're not always going to be motivated to do that. You're not always going to look good for the camera, and your voice isn't always going to be on point, and I know that. And a lot of people say just do it anyway because it's bigger than you. When I say just do it, just put yourself out there. People people might need to hear the things that you're saying. You might be helping someone out there, just that one person. And I totally get it. I know. Trust me. Like, that's why I've been doing it. If I'm out there reaching even one person, like, I'm good with that. If that one person is listening, I'm good with that, you know? But I really needed to really dig deep inside myself and figure out the true why. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I on Instagram posting shit? Or why am I on these podcast platforms? Why do I have a podcast? What is my goal and what is the why? You know what I'm saying? The why has to be big. The why has to make the actions worthwhile. The why, if does that make sense? The why has to be important. So that's kind of why, like, I've been a little held back. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been low key. That's why I've been distant. That's why I haven't been out there. And they say you should put yourself out there. That's how you grow. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But sometimes, you just need to focus on you. You really need to isolate yourself. You need to disconnect from everything and pretty much everyone in order to grow, in order to find out what's going on with you, in order to find your why, your purpose, your calling, clarity. You know what I'm saying? Finding that moment of clarity, that's for me. You want answers, you need answers. What's going on? Why do you feel stuck? How do you get unstuck? What's the next move? Is this what life is? Stuff like that. That's kind of where I've been. You know what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Um, I'm at peace. I struggle with I struggle with being at peace with my day to day life. Because it's always an up and down roller coaster. We all have 9 to 5s that we do not like, or that we know we can do better from. You know what I'm saying? That there's something better out there for us. yeah, there's definitely something out there that's better for us, for every one of us. You know, just don't wake up with that negative mindset. Oh, I hate my job, and you carry that throughout the day. You carry that energy throughout the day. You know, being down and being negative. So now you start bringing in all this negative energy. You start bringing in negative people, and it's just not a good day. So you just have to try your best and just wake up with a positive mindset and be thankful and grateful that you actually woke up. Be thankful and grateful that you actually have a fucking job, because a lot of people are struggling out there. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people milking the system, whatever, collecting unemployment, uh, welfare, whatever. But the people that actually want to work, that can't find a job to that pays enough to support themselves and their family, is a challenge. So just be grateful for what you have and strive for better. You know, that's what I'm doing. Striving for better, striving for not necessarily for more, just striving to put myself in a position where I could pretty much do whatever I want, and where I could spend more time with my daughter. So yeah, this past month has been a little crazy, up and down, like I said, mentally. Uh, my workouts, my training hasn't been that exciting. My nutrition has been like up and down and shit, and I'm just trying to find that balance where I don't have a where I'm back to like fully enjoying my training, and where uh where my nutrition is isn't so restrictive, or it isn't so up and down, where I feel guilty if I eat a piece of bread, or you know what I'm saying, or should I be eating this or should I not be eating this? And I want to kind of dive into that in another episode, because I've been plant based over 5 years, and I kind of dabbled. Well, for the past couple months, I've been eating animal protein like eggs, fish, chicken, uh, even animal whey protein powder. But that's a little sneak peek into what I'm gonna talk about in another episode. But I just wanted to briefly mention that because that's what's been going on in this past month, where I'm kind of like on the fence about going back to that life where I'm eating animal products. What makes me feel good? What makes my body feel good? You know, I love eating fruit, nuts, and seeds, vegetables, like stuff that just sits well in the body and digests properly. You know, and at the end of the day, not everything in this country is grown with high quality. Like fruits and vegetables are grown in shit soil. Pesticides get sprayed on them and shit like that. And the meat isn't the best quality either. You know, hormones and all that shit being pumped in these chickens and these fucking cows. So that's why I'm like, you gotta do the best you can, you know what I'm saying, with what you have, what works for you and what works for your body. So that's what I've been figuring out. So I'm gonna dive into that in another episode, maybe the next one. And yeah. So that's where I'm at. That's where my headspace is at. And excuse me. I feel good though, you know. Look, I'm consistent. Like I'm working. I'm out here working on me physically and mentally. That's the biggest thing. Nothing else really matters. Like this this podcast doesn't matter. Fucking my 9 to 5 doesn't matter. The only thing matters is as long as you're working on yourself and you're working to be a better version of yourself, both physically and mentally, being physically strong, mentally strong, putting good food in your body, you're taking care of yourself. That's all that matters. Nothing else really matters. Fuck all that other bullshit, right? Anything outside of you really doesn't matter. Anything outside of your loved ones, the people that bring you peace and joy and happiness, none of that shit matters. All right. So I definitely want to dive into something uh that happened. That kind of really fucked with me too. Was there was a little stress behind it, not too much, but anyway. So I had posted that episode, and I believe the week after that, the goal was to post again, but like I said, I wasn't in the right headspace. So I had the week off. Sydney had the week off for spring break. So you know what? I was like, let's do. The plan was to do something. The plan was to either go to Florida to see fam or Atlanta to see fam. And the tickets were ridiculous. Like the prices were crazy. You know what I'm saying? So let's go somewhere local. We're looking at local places on Airbnb. Where do you want to go? So baseball is my sport. My goal is to see every major league stadium in the country. And obviously the one in Toronto, I've been to the one in Toronto, but that's the goal. So we was like, where can we go that's drivable that we haven't been to? So we've been to pretty much all the close ones. We've been to the New York stadiums, Boston, Philly. Those are drivable games to attend, drivable stadiums to attend. So we was like, let's go to Pittsburgh. And one thing you need to know about me, I do not like driving. From here to work, 15 minutes. I don't like driving. So from New Jersey to Pittsburgh is about 5.5 hours. With a toddler, more like 6.5 hours because you have to stop, you know, eat, change diapers, walk around, shit like that. So anyway, we pull the trigger. We booked the Airbnb. We buy tickets to the Pittsburgh Pirates game, and we drive. We drive to Pittsburgh. It wasn't a bad drive. It was a long drive. Made a couple of stops. We finally got there. You know, uh, booked the Airbnb for 4 days. Nice apartment in a high rise building right in the heart of downtown Pittsburgh. Half-mile walk from the stadium where the Pittsburgh Pirates play, PNC Park. It was good. It was a nice non-baby proof apartment, and I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Uh, it was a small apartment. It was cool, nice town. The weather was beautiful. So we go to the game that Tuesday night. Uh, Beautiful stadium. Enjoyed ourselves. Great game. Good vibes. Like I said, nice area. Nice area downtown. Game over. Go back to the crib. Baby's running around on the fucking on the bed. What happens? She falls right into the headboard, which happens to be steel, a steel fucking beam, and she splits her head. So I'm like, oh fuck, she's bleeding. We gotta take her to the hospital. So now we're at the hospital. We opted not to get her stitched. We opted for the the tape and the glue. So they kind of like hold the wound shut, tape it up, 2 strips of tape, then they put glue to keep it intact. So I'm like, man, like this is what this trip is, man. Like I just wasn't in the mood. Let's just go back home, not deal with this. Like our our kid just fucking cracked the head open. She's not even 2 years old. Like I felt bad, I felt bad as a parent. I felt bad for her that she had to go through that. But, we decided to stay. We paid for it already. It wasn't cheap. So let's the Cleveland Indians just happened to be playing the Yankees. Oh, let's go to that game. Cleveland is only 2 hours away. So we buy the tickets to Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Did I say Cleveland Indians? Cleveland Guardians, because they're not the Indians anymore. They just happen to be 2 hours away. So fuck it. We booked the ticket. Had my Yankee hat. We out. Let's go. So the next day, pack up some food. 2 hour road trip into Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and went to a game out there. Cool. That's another stadium checked off. It was a good game. Yankees were down. They end up winning. Cool. Didn't get to spend much time in Cleveland. Grabbed something to eat and drove back to Pittsburgh. Next couple of days, we just explored the town. I went to a couple of museums, checked out the areas in Pittsburgh, checked out different restaurants. Downtown Pittsburgh has a bunch of fucking like pub houses and brew places, shit like that. Like American based food, wings, hot dogs, all that shit. Not my cup of tea, but whatever. Uh, So yeah, we explored Pittsburgh for a couple of days. Saturday comes, gotta drive back. Cool. Listen, we left that Airbnb spotless. Cleaned everything, make sure everything was on point, make sure everything was the way we came in. You know what I'm saying? We leave, check out, drive back to Jersey. The drive back, dangerous weather, hail. Like it was a rough drive back. So anyway, we're back in Jersey. Everything is all good. You know, got away for the week. Finally left Jersey because we haven't been gone anywhere in a while. So it felt good. It felt good to bust that move. And we chilling. Saturday we chilling, relaxing, about to go get something to eat. I'm checking the review. I checked the review. I got a message saying, "Oh, the host left a review." So I peep it. Oh, it starts off semi-positive. And, oh, they were good guests, with the exception of these things. They stained the couch and they damaged my refrigerator shelf. They damaged something. I'm like, what? Nah, nah, definitely not. Nah, nah. That's not how we move. I'm very careful with the way I move and shit like that. So I'm like, what is she talking about? So I hit her up. She's I'm like, hey, I just realized, or maybe she hit me up. I don't remember. I just noticed that you said we damaged something and we left it staying on the couch. We're not aware of these things. We have no idea that this happened. And she's like, oh no, it's okay. We're not mad. Uh, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I know you're not mad, but you're accusing us of something that we didn't do. Like, what did we break? Show me a picture. She's like, oh, you damaged the shelf in the refrigerator. It's broken. So she sends a picture. There's a huge piece like maybe about this big that's on the shelf of the refrigerator. So I'm like, I asked Cindy, I'm like, did you break something and throw it out or you didn't notice? She's like, no, what are you talking about? Nah. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I'm like, I don't know. Where's this piece at? Did you find the piece? Oh no, we don't find the piece. Maybe you threw it out at a habit. Maybe you just tossed it in the trash out of habit. I'm like, nah. Listen, I'm very aware of what I do. I'm very aware of my actions, and I definitely don't remember breaking anything, and I most certainly don't remember tossing that shit in the trash because I wouldn't just damage someone's property and not say nothing, toss it in the trash and act like nothing happened. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm like, nah, she bugging. So the next day I get a request from Airbnb about the damage. It's um, basically a bill. Not the next day, about 2 days later, I get a bill. She's well. Anyway, let me just go back for. She's like, oh well, I'm gonna just send the claim out, and you're just gonna have to pay it. And I'm like, nah, this is weird. This doesn't make sense. So I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna respond, and did fuck up my energy the next day because that's not how I move. I don't break shit and not tell people. You know what I'm saying? If I broke something, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna pay for the damage. No problem. It was me. I did it, but it wasn't. So 2 days later, I get the invoice from her. The letterhead is from her real estate company, and it was like $330. I'm like, what the fuck? 330 for what? A fucking shelf? So I was like, hey, can you send me the actual invoice from the actual refrigerator company? So she sent it to me, and for the fucking shelf, it was 230. 230 for a piece of it for the shelf to replace the shelf. I'm like, damn, all right, whatever. So what's the extra $100 for? So it was 330. The invoice she sent me from her company was 330. I'm like, okay, what's the extra $100 for? Labor costs. Okay, what's the labor? Oh, I have to take time out of my day to. I have to take time out of my day to get this fixed. All right. I didn't say this, but in my mind, I'm like, it's a shelf that takes like 2 minutes to remove the old one and to put the new one on. So what the fuck is this $100? So anyway, like my energy is, she fucked my energy up. So, all right, she sent that invoice to me, whatever. Through Airbnb. I didn't see an option where I could have declined that, or declined that request, because, like, come on, it wasn't me. A part of me was like, you know what, I'm gonna just pay it and say fuck it. But nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna fight this shit, bro. Fuck it. So I call Airbnb. I call Airbnb, and I'm talking to, I think it was some outsourced shit, some Indian. She sounded South Asian. I don't want to say exactly where she's from. But she sounded like she was from South Asia. I think it was an outsourced call because, you know, whatever. That's not the point. I'm speaking to her. I'm telling her what happened. I said I want to decline this request that she's making. Cool. All right. So you decline. Someone's gonna get to you. All right. Boom. I'm looking in the email again, and I noticed that there was an option to respond. So I responded with a declination. I declined this. I'm not paying this. It wasn't me. I sent her a message saying, I know in my heart it wasn't me. I'm going to contact Airbnb, or I contacted Airbnb, and we're going to go through Airbnb. Then I contacted Airbnb and told them what happened. Well, didn't tell them what happened. I told them that it definitely wasn't me. So, trying to get my thoughts together here. So I got an email from a support person saying that I got an email from a support person saying my baby's in the back talking. You just saw the fan pass by. I got an email from the support person saying, oh, okay, we'll deal with this, whatever. We'll let you know, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. Got another email. Well, wait. I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything from anyone the first week. The second week, I get an email saying, oh, we've determined that you have to pay this. I'm like, hold up. Nah, I'm not paying this shit. So this is the amount you got to pay, which was like $20, about $40 less than what the original amount was. I bet. So, I pay it. Oh, excuse me. I'm all fucked up because I hit a baby in the back crying. So I didn't pay it. I appealed it. I said, let me appeal this. And I just fucking wrote a whole thing. I filled up the whole box. Like, it was 2,000 character box. It was like 1,999 characters that I put. I wrote everything. I wrote, yo, I've been with Airbnb almost 10 years. I never had any issues, any negative issues. I left people's property spotless. I throw out the trash. Everything's clean. Nothing is damaged. And all of my reviews are positive. This and that. She's claiming I did this. She didn't even tell me about the damage until I read it in the review. Like, there was no communication until after the fact. And this and that. I know. I told him I'm a great guest. I have integrity. I will never damage someone's property, and I tell them. And had I been the one to damage it, listen, I would have paid it. This and that. Whatever. Boom. So I'm going. This shit is like really like annoying. Like, who wants to go through this? Excuse me. So what happens? A few days later, wake up, get a message. We close this case, and we feel, after going into further investigation, we feel you no longer have to pay for this damage. We'll take care of it. I was like, bet. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I know it wasn't me. Right? So that's my story as to what I've been going through the past couple of weeks, right, with Airbnb and with this host. All right. No ill feelings towards her. Who knows what it was? Maybe it was her. Maybe it was her cleaning person. Maybe it was there and we didn't notice. I don't know. But all I know is it wasn't us. It wasn't me. Fuck that. So, what's the point of this? If you feel like truly in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, that you are innocent in whatever situation, you know you didn't do it, you know you didn't damage this property, you know you didn't do that, fight that shit. Don't just give in. Don't just say fuck it, I have the money, I'm gonna just pay it. Fight that shit. Victory feels good. Don't cave. If you know in your heart that you did not cause damage to someone's property or whatever the case may be, whatever it is you're fighting, and you know in your heart that it wasn't you or you had nothing to do with it, fight that shit. Fight that shit. Trust me. It's worth it. Victory feels good. It feels good right now to be on the winning side of things, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I wanted to talk about. Bring back, make reintroduce the brand and where I've been at. And I wanted to tell you what's been happening with Airbnb and this whole situation and all that, and this host. And I've got plans. I got plans for this podcast. I think I mentioned that before. Everything is on the up and up. You know, I really want to bring better quality visuals. I want to do more face to face conversations on pretty much whatever topic, but mostly in the mental health, physical health, wellness space, fitness, nutrition, all that good stuff. That's where it's at. I just want to vibe out with people. You know, that's what I want to do. But I have to make sure I'm in the right headspace in order to do that. And everything is going well. You will hear from me on a consistent basis going forward. You will see this mug because I will post videos on YouTube, you know. So check me out on YouTube at Herrera Health and Wellness. Check out the podcast. Excuse me, not the podcast. Well, yeah, I guess podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, Google. Hit me up on Instagram. Check out the gram. Haven't been too active on it, but just go check it out. Herrera Health and Wellness. At Herrera Health and Wellness. And like I said, the next episode, we're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about where I've been with this nutrition, this journey from plants to animals, and kind of like figuring out what works for my body, you know, what makes my body feel good, what makes my body feel optimal. And we're just going to go there. So like I said, you know, whatever you're going through mentally, make sure you're taking care of yourself first. Make sure you know, isolating yourself, just disconnecting from things until you kind of like come back to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you listening. Fight the good fight. Don't give up. Never quit. You know, winners never quit and quitters never win. You know that. Continue to keep training the body, train the mind, and just become the best version of yourself that you can be. You know? So with all that said, thank you for listening. I appreciate the love. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, y'all.